Hey guys, welcome back. And today is day 16 of Fractal of Mardini in side effects. In side effects Houdini. All right, so let me close some windows here that I have open on the other side and we'll get started. So, fractals today. I got some references that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to try and get. Maybe something like that. We'll see. And I've done some stuff here with geometry and some wrangles. So we have something here that pretty much outputs this point. So if it's flat, it looks like this. And then that's getting scattered here that I can add more points. All right, so let me start separating some of these setups and putting them on the side here. And they're all stemming here from this grid. And I've actually been doing some updates to the color palette tool. Now we have this floating canvas, so we can have let's unlock it. We can have it in different places and have it locked in as like a reference. So I can just lock it here and then go on to the parameters here. All right, let's organize this. I'll put a network box. Let's add a black color here. So this is what I'm working with. And then if we raise the height on here, we can kind of get like this effect here. And then I'm scaling it down. Right here doing the same thing, but we have a couple more options here for spreading the inner part of it. And we can scale it up on here. Something. Forgot to turn on my other lights. Can you guys hear me okay? There we are. Perfect. Get my water. Then in here, I have MoPs. I'm using MoPs again for this. If we take a look, we can see that gradient, and that gradient's gonna be used as a falloff for the transform, so we can get smaller pieces on the sides. And then we can lower the actual. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. All right. You gotta turn on your volume up. Turn the volume up. So in here, we gotta control the spread here, so then we can see those outer pieces. It's doing the height. Something like this. And then I think I want to, because when we have the actual pieces here, I want to be able to, let me change that song. I want to be able to have these pieces kind of angled a certain way. So I gotta do, let me see. We have normals here. Okay, let's look at our okay, so now we have facing away, which we don't want. We can do so they face up, and then let me see if this will work. Nope. What I can probably do is do a sphere and then just do an attribute transfer. Attribute transfer. Let me see, because I can't hear myself. Just want to make sure that it's good. Okay. Let me lower the music quite a bit. Okay. All right. So we were doing a attribute transfer. And we'll transfer the normal. Okay, they're on vertices here, so I just gotta change it to points. We'll put normal, and then we can do like a blend. But if we switch it, no. Okay, and this sphere is way too high, so we'll lower it. So the timer is correct this time. Is not like showing 29 hours or 23 hours left like last time. Something like that. And we can add more points. And right here, I'm gonna do a twist. To twist around the points. Can probably lower the height as well. something a little bit more random, not so perfect. All right, let's see what that looks like. Go back. And this is a lot of instances, so I think I'm going to possibly do it on the outside in a little bit. But let's add an area light. Do a material here. Just gonna do like a green material. Okay, add like some subsurface. So it gets that kind of almost like caviar. Kind of looks like caviar type stuff, like the fish eggs. And if we lower the scale quite a bit, we should be getting more. I'll put a distant light to do like some rim lighting. Let's see what that's gonna look like. Yeah, that's It's the phyllotaxis formula. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. You see it in different places, like the inside part of the flower. You see it like in certain, I don't know if it's like a type of broccoli or something. You can see like that kind of swirling. It's amazing how you can see like mathematics in nature. Or what if I change this to a platonic solid? And maybe like something more geometric. Nice. Cool. I'm glad that the tutorials have helped. Sorry, my voice is a little cracky today. But thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. Yeah, if I could help in any way, like that's why I do what I'm doing. I think this is too heavy. I'm gonna lower the amount of scatters I have here. Maybe like 50. And we're gonna have to lower the scale quite a bit. Like -5, lift it up just a little bit. At this point, I guess we don't really need to twist. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Let me show you the other ones that I was looking at. So this is like, I think these are all AI generated. I got them from Midjourney, but this looks like one of the branches of Mandelbrot. Here's another one that I liked. It's probably gonna be quite difficult to do this. And this one here looks crazy. Yeah, it's just kind of inspiration. Well, let me move the thing here. So I was working on some other ones that are not really like this kind of phyllotaxis. Let's see if I have stuff here. Just some random spiral things. I don't remember which one I was doing here. Yeah, this one's just kind of like a spiral. And I mean, the cool thing too, you can do this without any vex. These spirals, you can do it with something similar like copy transform. So we can do like a sphere and copy transform. I think it'll work. I'm like way zoomed out. Or maybe not. It's actually moving the pieces. I thought it would work. Yeah, not sure. I thought it would work, but I guess maybe with a bend or something. What I know is that it does like the stacking with scaling. So if you push it out enough, like every step it'll add to it. But yeah. Oh, what happened with my time? I pressed spacebar. Okay. And then I was doing some other stuff here with cops. It decides to load. Oh, because I was simulating something. Let's go back to the 0. So I was doing this. Let's go to composite view. And this one's like an OpenCL thing. This is the Mandelbrot one. And you can kind of zoom in. Let's see if we zoom in by 200. It's kind of hard to see where. There it is. So yeah, all these crazy patterns. Then I did a different one here, and this one's it's the same Mandelbrot, but we can add a source to it. And then added more contrast. I clamped it because I wanted to displace it. And then here, you can kind of see, looks like terrain or something. Like somewhere in the ocean, there's like some crazy island or yeah, like some sort of terrain. And you can go here in the preview material and change it to like sphere. And if we take out the color, you kind of see a little bit. Probably better with the color. Yeah, no, I started finding this stuff out recently too with cops. I feel like you can play around a lot faster with noises and things like that in cops than in like when you're building shaders. So if we were to just do like a fractal noise 3D and add that here into the height, you can see it's kind of hard to see here. Let me see if let me change the color here of the default. Not do anything. Oh, let me unconnect that. Okay, this is better. So yeah, you can see displacement right away. You can start messing with, you could also lower the resolution here to 250 maybe, so it's a little faster. And you can just start messing around with the different noises and seeing what's gonna work better. Like, it's super fast. Yeah, I think it's not as good as yet as Substance, but I think they're getting there. I think with more iterations, maybe the next version, it's just gonna get better and better. And then this is already inside of Houdini. You don't have to export it out. You can just export your texture, and then you put when you link it to your materials, you just put OP and then the two little dots, and then you put the connection, and then everything should link in perfect. The other one that's super cool that I learned from Inside the Mind, if you haven't checked out his tutorials, they're really, really good. But he explained kind of this flow block and how to use it with fractal noises and stuff like that. So I kind of did similar thing that he did, and you just have kind of like a noise here. I did the Mandelbrot like addition here, and then you just need to add like some sort of noise or value from like 0 to 1, either in velocity or in temperature. And then if we were to take a look at it and play back, you can kind of see like what's going on there. It's doing like a fluid simulation, like a 2D fluid simulation. And then on top of that, you can grab that. You can continue to mess with it. And then I was kind of doing a test here with displacement. Can't really see it here. Right here. So then we could rewind it back, and we could play it back in real time. And make it into a sphere as well, just to see kind of what that looks like. And then the sphere has the UV scale, and you could do like tiling. So then if you wanted to add more resolution, it's kind of getting a little slow. Let me lower the divisions here. But yeah, that's pretty much how that is working. I'm just kind of piping in all the colors and all that stuff back into it from the flow block. And that's kind of how it's working. Yeah, this looks kind of like the planetary gas stuff. You could probably make like a planet with this if you put the correct colors and all that stuff. Reminds me kind of like of the sun too. You could change the color, you know. Right now it's just on a mission. Yeah, so you can put a base color. Change it there. But yeah, this is not like really related to the Mardini. Like I am using a fractal, but I was just messing around with it. I thought it looked super cool. And then you can add also like multipliers. So like without this multiply, like it'll move a different way. Yeah, it's not really doing it correctly. So yeah, Inside the Mind does a tutorial on this and it's really good. This just adding this multiply here, it makes it spread like around rather than like moving from top to bottom. But yeah, I would check that one out. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You can spend all day kind of messing around with the flow block, making different variations of stuff. Like right now I could add more contrast from the fractal noise. Let's see. It's just gonna look like more detailed. Rewind it. Now you can see it better. Then if we look at the output, now it looks even more crazy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start messing around with noises and stuff because just being able to work here like in almost real time, it just changes a lot of things for me. And then you could save those textures and then reuse them for other stuff, or save it as like a node recipe that you can reuse when you make shaders and stuff like that. Yeah, play around with it. Definitely. It's not as hard as you think. You just kind of need to dive in there and really just the first initial setup is just these nodes here. That's pretty much it. So it's the, except this one, you don't really need that one. Yeah, it's just this setup here. So as soon as you start plugging this in, you could just start maybe changing the noises. If you just type in noise, there's a bunch of different noises you can use. You could change it to like I don't know, bubble noise or a grunge layer. So we could connect that here, this here. And this is what that one looks like. Rewind it back. It just changes it a little bit. And I think if you were to add a multiply constant right here, you can lower the brightness here and it should slow it down a bit. Like once you set it off, it's not gonna work real time, so it has to reset the timeline again. So now it's a little bit slower, as opposed to how we had it like standard or even bumped up. Now it's like crazy. But yeah, you can use the multiply constant, and then that can drive the speed of it. All right, so let's go back to where we were at with our regular simple philo taxes. Let's remove the point jitter. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, not sure. Let's see. Let's go back, take a look at the I want to see it from the dark side. Yeah, we had it better before, I believe. And we had the sphere instead. And we had pushed the height to like -15 or 16. Let's go back. We'll just add more resolution to those spheres. Or let's see if we can just do it with the instance. So we'll grab the instancer here, and instead we'll just put a add. We'll put 1 point in there, and everything should be good there. We'll do a null so we can import inside of the instancer. Copy that. We'll go back inside the instancer. We're gonna put the points. So we'll do object merge on the object one, paste that. We got our points in there, and now we can add a sphere, or no, let's do a stop create. Put sphere. I think last time it wasn't working when I did it that way with just a standard sphere. Okay, so now we have these, and then let's pin the view and let's scale it. Let's see, if we just scale the regular scale. Okay, it seems like it's not picking up all the points, only the other ones, and I think it's because we packed it. So if we go here and unpack, go back, and we'll take a look. It should have updated. Let's see, our object, unpin. Okay, it's showing all the points just fine. This one's packed too, so unpack that. Okay, now it works. All right. The moment it gets packed, it puts those objects into like 1 point. So you gotta just leave it unpacked so it can recognize all the points. All right, and then we'll we'll add our instancer here. And hopefully it'll render much quicker this time around. How much time we have? 50 minutes. Okay. Render. Yeah, it's a little bit quicker. We can add a camera. And then we can add some depth of field. We go to sampling, go to f-stop. When you put 0, it's default. So you put like 0.2. And then focal distance, you just kind of play around with it. Or there's some UI tools here you can use. Let's see. Shift F. And then you hold shift. Then wherever that blue cyan thing is where the focus is. Or the focus range. And if you lower the f-stop, then you can see that. And just click out of it. Yeah, it's quite a bit faster, yep. We'll save that. And we could also change the view. The aperture will be like the focal length. Or sorry, not this one. Focal length. We could do again, select the actual gizmo here, and then you press Shift F, and then you hold Shift and the left click, and then you just kind of move it around. Yeah, the lighting one is cool too because it has the same kind of stuff. You just kind of, whenever there's a new tool and some sort of UI comes out, just kind of read through it and you're like, okay, that's what that does. Okay, because this is cool because then you can use like these shortcuts instead of going inside each one and messing around with it. I forget about it too, and I'm just like automatic. Sometimes I like sliders and just kind of move things around like that. Or if I want to just type in a certain value, like this is when it's still much better. So maybe we can add some randomization to the color of the points. So if we go in here, we can do it here. We do attribute randomize. It makes every point kind of that color, that like rainbow color, and then we can go geometry color. I'm not gonna use that color. I'm gonna change it, but and then subsurface. Let's check it out. No, every point is kind of that color, but that's not what we want. So we'll pin it. And then in here, I can go and do a attribute op. You could connect the color CD to CD and then ramp parameter. And then you go back and then you can change the color to whatever you want. It still has the green because we didn't change the subsurface radius color. So now it should be all, yeah. Okay. And then you can just go through these or assign the color that you want, exactly how you want it. All right, let's see what else we can do. The sand one looks kind of cool, I think. Like simple. Kind of looks like reptile skin, like maybe like of a snake, like really close up. I wonder what else we can do with this. That's not gonna be too heavy to render. All right, let's look at the geometry. Maybe we can do some sort of twisting. Wait, I keep going to the wrong place. All right. In here, maybe another twist. I think I froze it. Okay, let me turn off. Let me just add another add here. Keep it light for now. Let's go to the side view. And we can do 0 here and 1. 0, -5. And if we move this up, let's also do a match size, so I don't have to constantly be moving it. Our set capture region. What if we do it like this? That's too crazy. What about tapering it? Let's just do a test. Let's do a switch here. And now obviously our lights are all messed up. And save before we crash our scene. Not really that interesting. What about from the inside? Okay, let's go back. Not really liking it. Let's remove the taper. We're just trying out crazy stuff to see if there's anything interesting we can get from this shape. We could see it better this way. And what if we get like one of the spirals I was working on here? Let's grab all this stuff here. That's not what I wanted. So this is the geometry and this is the... That's weird. Oh, I see what's happening. It's not big enough. Let me reset the view. Yeah, it's weird, it's not copying the points, the geometry here that we have. Oh, is it because it's super tiny now? Oh, it's weird. Yeah, it's super tiny, so that's what it was. This won't really work for us. Let's delete that. Let's do a copy. Trying to think. We could do a spiral. Copy the points. Copy 2 points. And the radius. Now we have the height. And we can do less divisions. Let me check out the spiral on its own. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to pinch the top part. Let's rotate our points. It's not facing the right way. It's at -90. Let's lower the point so I can see it better. Oh, it is correct here. Yeah, so it's fine. It's just not pointy enough. Let's do the taper again. I don't know, we could try that and see if it's gonna look interesting. Then again, it's huge. So let's do a box and then a size match. And then our box is small here. Then if we put the size match and then put scale to fit and then remove uniform scale, it actually keeps the bounds of the box, and then we can just use the box scale to scale. So it doesn't matter what we change the scale inside our setup, as long as we have this size match and this box, it'll keep it constrained. Okay. And we definitely packed it, or we're just using 1 point. So if we go back in here, we go back to our switch and we go to the second switch. And then in here, we remove the pack. Might be too much. I think we locked Houdini. Okay, there it is. Yeah, this is a lot of geometry. Let's go to the spiral. Turn this off. Yeah, I might have gone too crazy with it. I tend to do that a lot because I have a 4090 and I'm usually flying through stuff, and then I just start adding more and more and more, and then when I want to preview it, it's like, oh crap, I think I'm about to crash Houdini. So let's see. Let's lower the amount here, and the scatter here we put like 25. Because we're like duplicating this whole setup over here. And over here we have like 1900 something. Yeah, that's too much. And I guess we lower the height. Maybe something like this, like pointy. And we'll remove the twist. And we'll go in here. And oops, let's keep the height. This is interesting. I'm wondering if the points are being added. They're not added. They're not distributed evenly. So we can do a resample. And let's remove that. Put the amount here. So it's more even. And obviously let's turn off all these. Yeah, the spiral here is giving us like the taper already, so. And we can lower the height. All right, let's try that. Let's check it out. Okay, and then let's move the light back down. It's heavy. I think we could lower the scale just a bit more. That might be too much. 1.5. Okay. Let's save it before we blow it up. I might blow up Karma. It might give me the fatal error that I always get when I have too many instances. All right, it didn't crash. All right. It's like once it loaded to the GPU, it's like really fast on the viewport. Let me pin it here. Uh-oh. I take that back. All right. Okay, it's pinned. Now let's change it. Change it to like the green we had. Even though we have like some spacing here, maybe we can just get away with it by not showing that part. I think I might want the spheres to be a little bit smaller. We'll hide the gaps here, or try to. Something like that, it's kind of hiding it. So we'll add another camera here. And we'll lower the scale of the sphere even further to like 0.1. Yeah, I think it's looking nice. Thanks. Okay, now we're showing off the part we don't want. Let's see, can we still move it a little bit more? Then we lose that kind of view that looks nice. I might have to close the gaps. I'll wait here because the GPU is kind of loading stuff. Oh no, we're gonna get a crash. Oh, okay. I think we saved it. Okay. All right. We saved it. No, no crash. Thank goodness. Let's put this on manual. It was about to crash. I have just too many instances. I'm not going to add more points. All I want to do is lower the radius amount. Oh, wait. And let's go back to our view here. Let's switch to our 1 here. And now we go to auto update. Okay. So now we could see the top view. Yeah, so we're just tightening it up. And I think we need to make it just a little bit lower, like 25 or 15. No, that's way too much. Okay. So if we grab like an angle from here, maybe we won't see too much gap. Let's see, in the resample just a little bit. No. Let's leave it like that. I think this would be hidden at this point. All right, so let's go and turn back those points. Let's save it. And let's go back. Okay. So here we are. All right. All right, let's hope it doesn't crash. We'll save it and we'll version save up as well. Where's my version up? Okay. All right, let's render this. It's gonna take a little bit. It's gonna load up all those instances on the GPU and then hopefully it'll render. Just waiting on it now. All right. Why is it loading that frame? Okay, there it is. And we got to make the points just slightly bigger so they don't look like they're floating. So let's pin the view and hopefully it doesn't have to calculate too much. Whoa, that's way too high. Just slightly smaller. It's all right. I think what's happening here is like we lost the pointiness of each little copy. So I might just reduce the copies even further. So let's go back here. I feel like I need to see them. Maybe like that. Let's save this. If not, we know we could add maybe like another 100. Is that better? See where the camera is. We can zero here. I think I just gotta work on the lighting now. Yeah, the point of view, yeah, this is really what it is. It's just faking it as much as possible to hide the parts that we don't like. Probably something along the lines of this. I don't know. There's still some down here that I don't like. Yeah, maybe like this. And let's lower the amount of intensity for that here, and then lower the, if we put 0. Add some depth of field maybe. And then we do, what was it, Shift F. And then we hold Shift and we click on the different areas. No, that's too close. I think I like seeing that middle part, but it's like way too blurry. So let's do 2.5. Maybe a little bit more, 3.5. Yeah, maybe something like that. I'll render this. I'll leave it like that. I won't fight myself. Let's see. Let's bring in a karma setup. Or actually, yeah, let's bring the karma setup, but we're not going to save it. We're going to use a slap comp for cops. And we'll just go from there. Okay, we'll do, this time we can do maybe like a little bit higher. I feel comfortable rendering at 2K. Or let's do 3K. And then we'll go 512. Let's go crazy with the path tracing, path trace samples, and then we'll get our camera 2 right here, and we'll look through that setup. We'll save it, and we'll render. So this is rendering at 4K now. And then as soon as this is done rendering, we can open up slap comp, import that in, and then we'll save a PNG for the final. I might add a little bit of gradient in the background. Just color, maybe some contrast and brightness. I'm not sure yet. So it's at 14%. Yeah, this was a cool experiment. I didn't mind this one. I think this one's pretty cool. I am definitely gonna go back to it for my own projects and explore more of the cops stuff, and then maybe a couple more different things. There's other stuff you can do with these fractals. You can use volumes as well, but I haven't gone that far. I've seen other people online do it with volumes, and it looks pretty neat. Is like a fractal mini grapes or caviar. Thanks, made in the UK.com. Is that like your business? The name? It's at like 60% now. Gotcha. It's at 75%. Nice. So it's still pretty early over there, like Montreal, Canada, right? I don't know the time. Over here, the time's about to be 11 p.m. %. Gotcha. All right, so it rendered. We can safely do a comp net and go into slap comp import, and then add AOVs from last render, and then I'll uncheck live render, and we have our, go to composite view, and then now we can see our image rendered. So we can add like a constant or even a SDF shape to get like a gradient. And we'll get the size of our, so it's gonna borrow the size of, right here where it says size ref. If you connect anything to it, it just automatically uses that resolution. And we lower it, and then we'll do a SDF to mono. We'll make it black and white. Now we have just a white sphere. We could do like a blur and put like 0.8 on the blur. Maybe, or 0.6, 0.5. Ran out of water. Okay. Sorry about that. And then we can do an over, which is just a blend. It just automatically gives us already the setting on the mode. And we'll put foreground for our render, background for that. Now we have this going on, but I want to change the color of this. So another thing you can do, let me see, is it HSV adjust? If we put it in here, is it gonna work? No, it's not gonna work because we don't have any colors to adjust. So we'll do a blend. We'll put that gradient as the mask. And we'll bring in two constants. And we'll reference the size as well. Can we do it this way? And then I'll do black. Oh no, that's not the one I want. Let's go to RGB. And we'll pick like a green. And then here we'll do RGB as well. And we'll pick something dark here. Maybe darker than that. It's okay. Let's move the SDF down. Can I do it real quick here or translate XY? I think 0 was okay. No, just a little lower. And our blur is probably too much. Let's do 0.3. Let's make this a little brighter. Almost like it's the light. Yeah, I might need more blur, so 0.5. I don't know. We'll see. Contrast. And there's no science to this. This is just whatever looks good to your eyes. Or whatever style you want to go with. So now if we do a HSV adjust here, we should be able to change the, it's pretty just a hue and saturate. You could also do other stuff like a mirror. I don't know, just messing around. Now it looks like real fractals. This might be too much. Chromatic displacement. Yeah, and it's super fast. Like this stuff, this type of stuff in After Effects will take a while. Like in like trying to do these displacements and stuff. Like this is pretty much real time. That's why I like it a lot. Let me see. What if we were to do all these operations of the mirror before we get to the gradient? So like this, and then we do 90. We'll do 45, just so it's 180 is good. All right, let's see. Yeah, I love the chromatic aberration. It can be heavy, like you could probably make it look too crazy sometimes, but I kind of like it. Let's see what else. Maybe like that, I don't know. And then we do our color operations. Chromatic displacement. And then you can move the displacement point too. So it like adds another, I don't know, it might look cool. Might be too much though. I don't know. That looks crazy. I don't know, maybe that looks kind of cool. I don't know what you think. And then if we duplicate it and add another one, we can lower it or move the position. No, that already kind of distorts things for us too much. Yeah, we'll just leave it as 1. What else do we have? Distort. There's heat distort. I haven't used this. I wonder what it does. Okay, I see. Kind of adds like a... Whoa. Oh, that's crazy. That's too much. But it's cool that we have all these different effects we can use in real time. Let's see what other displace or distort we have. Just regular distort. Okay, maybe that needs like a mask. So if we do a fractal noise. Okay, it uses like the black and white. Okay, not really sure what that one's doing. Not too much of a difference. Lens distort. I guess lens distort can be like a sort of chromatic aberration distortion as well. We took our like super simple render and now it looks crazy. Yeah, like if you're looking out through like a droplet or something of underwater. I see that. Yeah, I mean, look how quickly we were able to tweak things. And if we turn off the mirrors, did it do anything different here? Oh, you know what? It's not using our mirrors right now. Let's see if it uses this right here. So now we have okay, I think it was using the mirror. Let me check. Yeah, this looks good. Chromatic. Okay, there it is. It was using it. I was wrong with that. We'll duplicate this one because I kind of like how that's looking, but I want to see something else here. I can't decide. It's like I kind of like how this looks, but I kind of am digging these more now. Okay, my timer stopped. It says stop and render now. So we're already rendered. So we're just at the last step. And then here's like our lens distortion here. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Well, thanks for hanging in there and watching. I know a lot of this stuff is like me troubleshooting. It's not like a full tutorial or anything like that. It's just kind of exploratory. So thanks for hanging in there and chatting with me. Yeah, so I'm gonna render this like that. So we'll save this and then we'll do a ROP. We are in day 16 of Mardini. Fractal final. And we'll remove the hip name and the frame number. And we'll put PNG. Okay, and then we'll save it. All right, and let me go back and open that folder. At this size, we kind of lost a little bit. Let me remove that floating canvas I have here. I could just close that. We kind of lost a little bit of detail on the noise, like it's stretching. I think it's obvious. I'm wondering if we blur it out. Let's see. Just one more thing. So the depth of field here is called defocus. I had a hard time trying to find the actual effect. So we'll do source here. And then the depth we'll grab. Let's try this one here, the gradient we did. Our depth, and then we'll invert that. Let's see, did that do anything? Let's connect instead this one here, and we'll add our own blur to it. Focus. Let me see, invert. I don't see the difference here. Or is it under mask? Okay, it's under mask. So then let's remove that. And now we'll do a blur so we can get that gradient. We'll do 0.4. And we can, let's do a transform 2D and just scale it up a little bit. Let's go into scale. Just slightly. Okay. Now we can just connect this here. So we kind of got rid of some of that. So we had like all this stuff in here, and then with the defocus, we just kind of blurred it a little bit. And then we'll do this whole operation. Instead of doing it at the last part, we can try to do it. I think our main distortion. Okay, so maybe that one. Let's try it to get the lens distortion last and see if we still get that issue. So it's not too much of a difference. So we can leave it like that, and we'll save it. And then I'll take a look at the final again. That's a little bit better. But yeah, I'm happy with this one. Cool. All right, well, I think this is it for tonight. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow, what is the theme for tomorrow?